singer previously shared that the after-hours look was meant to illustrate his character experiencing a rough and dangerous night of drinking in Las Vegas.
I perform better, you know? I feel better, you know? It's cool. You don't even realize how much of a pain in the ass it was until you cut it, you know?
You know, I went through something a little traumatic, performing and losing my voice in front of 80,000 people, and then quickly found out that it wasn't a physical injury, but a psychological injury. And yeah, that ended up kind of being the foundation of the tone of the film.
What if I told you that one of the biggest pop stars alive, the same guy who gave us the most streamed song in history, is actually planning the funeral of his own alter ego? Yeah, Abel Tesfaye didn't just step away from The Weeknd, he literally killed him. But the question everyone's been asking is why? Was it fame? Was it pressure? Or was it something much darker? Well, buckle up, because this story isn't just about music. It's about identity, obsession, and what happens when the biggest persona in pop culture takes over the man behind it. Long before the Super Bowl stages and 5 billion stream anthems, The Weeknd was an enigma. Back in 2011, Abel Tesfaye dropped House of Balloons on the internet with no face, no interviews, and zero explanation. Blogs speculated he might be part of a duo. Some even thought The Weeknd wasn't real, and that was the point. Abel made the music mysterious, almost villain-like, so people would focus on the songs instead of the man. But behind that curtain of mystery was a kid from Toronto who honestly didn't think he was interesting. Abel himself admitted, "I had nothing to say. I hated how I looked in pictures. I felt boring." So he built The Weeknd as armor, a dark, moody character who could sing about drugs, heartbreak, and excess without anyone knowing where the real Abel ended and the persona began. And let's be real, the strategy worked. House of Balloons literally reshaped pop and R&B overnight. Usher's Climax. Abel later admitted he felt like that was his song. Everyone was copying his sound. Suddenly, the faceless, mysterious guy became the most talked about artist in the game. Now, one of the biggest plot twists early on was his connection to Drake. Back in the Take Care days, Drake wanted to sign Abel to OVO. And let's be honest, OVOXO as a permanent duo would have been insane. But Abel shocked everyone when he walked away. Drake later admitted,
"My biggest regret would maybe be that we probably wasted 7 years not communicating with each other when we had something beautiful going on. You know, like OVOXO still could have been a thing.
My biggest regret is that we wasted 7 years not talking when we had something beautiful. But Abel had other plans. He didn't want to be under another artist. He believed he could be just as big, or bigger, on his own. And spoiler, he was right. Signing with Republic Records under his own EXO label, Abel went from Toronto's underground star to global domination. But here's the thing about personas. They evolve. One of the most iconic parts of The Weeknd's brand early on was his gravity-defying hair. It was wild, messy, and instantly recognizable. Fans saw it as a symbol of his dark, chaotic music. But once he hit the Starboy era, Abel chopped it all off. He called it the greatest feeling ever. It wasn't just a haircut. It was a statement. The Weeknd was changing, and so was the man behind him. With each era, from Beauty Behind the Madness to After Hours, Abel blurred the lines between reality and performance. In After Hours, he literally created a new character, the bloodied, bandaged man, symbolizing the destruction of fame. And ironically, that dark imagery made him even more famous. Blinding Lights became the most streamed song in Spotify history. He wasn't just winning, he was rewriting the rules of pop. But success comes with critics. Some accused him of selling out, trading the raw, edgy vibe of his early mixtapes for mainstream, radio-friendly pop. Abel clapped back, saying he didn't sell out, he grew up. He told Variety, "There was always vulnerability in my music, but before it came with a shield. Now I'm comfortable letting people see it." But then, the cracks started to show. Abel has always admitted that The Weeknd was a character, exaggerated, fictional, dark. But after years of living in that skin, it started to bleed into his real life. During his 2022 tour, something terrifying happened. While performing in front of 80,000 fans at SoFi Stadium, Abel lost his voice. Just gone. He walked off stage mid-show, apologizing in tears.
I want to give you I'm going to make sure everybody's good, get your money back, but I'll do a show real soon for you guys.
I can't give you the concert I want to give you. Please get your money back. Later, he confessed, It wasn't a physical injury, it was psychological. He said, "I forgot how to sing because I was playing Tedros, a character who doesn't know how to sing." Wait, Tedros? Yeah, this takes us to The Idol. Abel co-created The Idol with Euphoria's Sam Levinson, starring alongside Lily Rose Depp. It was supposed to be his next big cultural move, music, acting, storytelling all in one. But instead, it became a PR nightmare. Critics destroyed the show. A 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Graphic, uncomfortable scenes. And guess who got the worst reviews? Abel. People called his acting wooden and creepy. What was supposed to elevate him ended up haunting him. And here's where it gets real. Abel admitted playing Tedros messed with his mind. He said he started to lose himself in the role. Fans started to wonder, was Abel still controlling The Weeknd, or had the character taken control of him? After that meltdown, Abel finally made the decision. The Weeknd had to die. He revealed that After Hours, Dawn FM, and his upcoming album Hurry Up Tomorrow are a trilogy. And Hurry Up Tomorrow will be the last chapter, the final bow for the Weeknd persona. Abel explained to W Magazine,
"Tire The Weeknd. When did that come?"
That kind of helped it. Hyperbolic here a little bit, but it felt like I had nothing else to say. You know, like it felt like that's what it kind of felt like to me. I was on stage and it's like I've said everything I can say as this person, and now it's time for me to take that next step. And this film was kind of like that guiding light for me.
I want to close the Weeknd chapter. I'll still make music, maybe as Abel, maybe under a new name, but I have to kill the Weeknd. I've said everything I can say as this person. Think about that. The man who gave us Blinding Lights, The Hills, Starboy, is literally burying that identity. Why? Because Abel Tesfaye isn't 20 anymore. He's in his 30s and living as The Weeknd, a character built on chaos, drugs, and heartbreak, isn't sustainable. But don't get it twisted. Abel isn't quitting music. In fact, he said, "I want to do this forever. Music will always be there, even if I step into film or other projects." His new project, paired with a film starring Jenna Ortega, is deeply personal. Abel described it as a cathartic piece of art. After losing his voice and nearly losing himself, he realized he wasn't Superman. He needed to heal. He told fans, "When things get tough, sit down. You can't perform your way out of trauma." And honestly, that's probably the most un-Weeknd thing Abel has ever said. Vulnerable, human, honest. At first, fans were skeptical. Why kill the persona that made you a legend? But over time, most understood. One fan put it perfectly. He created The Weeknd when he was 20. Now he's in his 30s. He's not the same guy anymore. And he can't be. It's true. The mystery, the excess, the chaos. It all worked when Abel was a shadowy figure in the dark. But now, he's grown up and so has his art. Of course, not everything is perfect. His acting career is shaky and not every new project has hit the way Blinding Lights did. But one thing's clear. Abel isn't scared of change. If anything, he's forcing it. Right now, Abel is still touring under the Weeknd name, one last victory lap before the funeral. And when it's over, the Weeknd will be gone. Forever. So here's the truth. Abel Tesfaye didn't just abandon the Weeknd, he outgrew him. He built a character that conquered the world, and then realized he couldn't live inside that mask anymore. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just how the Weeknd rose and fell, but how Abel Tesfaye finally stepped out of the shadows. Not as a persona, but as himself. So what do you think? Did Abel kill the Weeknd because fame broke him? Or because he finally found the courage to show the real Abel Tesfaye? Let me know what you think down below. Because this isn't just music history. This is one of the wildest identity makeovers we've ever seen in pop culture.